What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Commish show. We're going to be talking about NFL free agency. The winners, the losers, everybody in between decided not to play the game. If you're a fan, you want to see where your team stands, stay tuned. We had some winners, we had some losers. So let's go into the winners. Let's start off on a good note, and then I'll let you guys down softly. Number one winners in this year's free agency is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers reached the pinnacle of success in the NFL on year one of a rebuild. Actually, they decided, let's stop with this Jameis Winston experience and all these turnovers that he's doing. Let's go and get Brady. He's a surgeon, so you get Brady. Brady convinces you, hey, let's go get Gronk. Gronk comes out of retirement, trades for Gronk. Let's go get Antonio Brown. Let's go get Leonard Fournette. Let's go get Ndamukong Suh. And they were super aggressive in free agency last year. Instead of going out and doing the same thing again and signing all these, whoever the biggest name in free agency was, nah, we're going to bring back our own. We're going to bring the whole cast back, the original cast. We already won the Super Bowl. I know this team works. This equation works. I don't got to worry about this guy's a distraction in the locker room, or this guy doesn't get along with this guy. How are we going to make up for the sack production? How are we going to make up for the receiving production? Nah, it worked already. We won. They brought back Levante David. They extended him. They franchise tagged Chris Godwin. They brought back Shaq Barrett. And you're not breaking the bank for them. Shaq Barrett, he's not getting paid elite pass rusher money, but his last 2 years, he's been producing elite pass rusher numbers. But you know what? That winner's discount, that Brady discount. The best part, this is my favorite part, you go into the draft without a need. You go into the draft, and this is what you're in the draft. Let's list my top 500 best players. Whoever's the best player available at my pick, that's who I'm going to pick, regardless of position. Oh, it's a safety? Regardless of safety. Oh, it's a corner? Draft the corner. Oh, it's a lineman? Draft the lineman. You're going without a need, and you build depth, and depth is everything because this is the NFL. My number 2 winner in the free agency is San Fran. Why do I like San Fran? Similar to what Tampa Bay did, they brought back Trent Williams. And you made him the highest paid tackle. But why Trent Williams is better for San Fran than any other tackle is because his specialty is the run blocking. Kyle Shanahan, they're going to run the ball. And to have somebody that understands the system, has a year in the system, and is the best at what you do, at what your whole offense is predicated off, you bring Alex Mack in, who was a great center for the Falcons, but still a good center. He was with Kyle Shanahan when Kyle Shanahan brought the Falcons to the Super Bowl. Man, anytime I see a team investing and fortifying that O-line, you're almost guaranteed wins. The cherry on the cake, the best thing they did was bring back Jason Verrett, and he gave him a 1-year, $5.5 million deal. Jason Verrett should be getting $15 to $20 million a year. And if he stays healthy, you got him at $5.5 million, which allows you to spend elsewhere. Good for you, San Fran. My third team that, to me, I feel won in free agency, not because they brought in the right guys or the right pieces, the big name guys. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I thought, did exactly what you do in year one of rebuild. Jacksonville understands that it's year one of a team that is going to get the number 1 overall pick, which means you were the worst team in football last year. But you have a new coach who is known for changing culture. You're about to get Trevor Lawrence. Everyone knows it's locked in. You understand that this is not your window. You're not going to win right now. Trevor Lawrence is not going to win. Any rookie that you put in, no matter how good they are, they're not going to win year one. So what do? You don't spend up your money. You get high energy guys, especially Urban Meyer's coming into a new system, a new organization where he's going to try to change the culture, which was the biggest problem with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They signed a veteran wide receiver, Marvin Jones. You need pass catchers for your brand new quarterback. You have Josh Allen. You have K'Lavon Chaisson. You have pieces on the D-line that you can work with. Even though it's a crappy team and they were the number 1 overall pick for a reason, you want to start addressing the secondary. The secondary is where you're going to need help at. You signed Sidney Jones. Yeah, he hasn't panned down the Eagles, but we know the Eagles are a dumpster fire. He was a highly decorated prospect coming out, and yeah, he didn't work out, but why not kick the tires? You already have C.J. Henderson, who showed flash last year, and now you pay Shaq Griffin. So you're saying you have 3 solid corners, and then you can spend your cap and bring in high-impact players once that window is really open. Not today, not this year. If I were them, I would just address the O-line. And just throw darts anywhere they get good players. Anywhere they get good players. I don't care if it's another cornerback. Pick them. That's how you need to do a rebuild. My other sleeper team that won was the Washington football team. The Washington football team. Now, this wasn't a playoff team. They made the playoffs, but they weren't a playoff team. But let's not get it twisted. Now, let's not confuse what we saw now. That defense is a playoff team defense. It's not an elite defense, especially down the stretch, man. They gave everybody fits, including the Super Bowl winning Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay didn't run through them or roll over them like they did even with the Chiefs. So what they do? What was their weakness? Their offense. They bring in Fitzpatrick. I know everybody's saying, oh, Fitzpatrick, he's on his 10th team. He's kind of a journeyman. Fitzpatrick is like a boxer with knockout power. He might not win all the time. He's probably going to get beat up. But if he catches you, you're out. Fitzpatrick's high-end play gives you a chance. And Fitzpatrick, even without the high-end play, is better than what Alex Smith was last year. So you take a step forward in quarterback. Okay, problem is you only got Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin now has a 2 in Curtis Samuel. And you got an ascending running back in Antonio Gibson. You've addressed your weaknesses, and you signed William Jackson. At the time that he got signed, was the best cornerback in free agency. You add to your strength, which is your defense, and then you're filling the big holes that you had on offense, which is your quarterback position and more weapons. I don't know. I just feel that they got better in the right places. They didn't tie up a lot of money. It's not like they invested in Fitzpatrick for the next 6 years and gave him all this money. Man, Washington football team is going to win that division. I don't see how they don't. Here we go. The losers. The losers in free agency, to me, are the Titans. The Titans overpaid Bud Dupree. Overpaid him. Bud Dupree is making $82.5 million over 5 years, $16.5 million per year. Bud Dupree is not worth that. You were able to get Shaq Barrett for $18 million a year. You're able to get Carl Lawson at $15 a year. You're able to get Matt Judon at $14 a year. And you're going to pay Bud Dupree, who's not even, to me, Jadeveon Clowney or Yannick Ngakoue, and you give him $16.5 million a year. You got Yannick Ngakoue, you got Carl Lawson, you got Matt Judon, and Shaq Barrett, and all these guys were better than Bud Dupree and similar contracts. It's not the Bud Dupree signing that makes you a loser. It's that you had to let go of Adoree Jackson and Malcolm Butler. You let go of your 2 best corners. Adoree Jackson being, to me, a top 10 free agent at the moment. What you gain in the defensive line, because yeah, you may have gotten better, you're losing so much in the secondary that you're not going to feel it. You're getting marginally better at the defensive line at a drastic loss at the secondary. You lost Corey Davis, and because you released those 2 corners, you're not even getting compensatory picks back. You're not going to get compensatory picks back because you released them. So at least Corey Davis left, and he got signed somewhere else, and you're like going to get a compensatory pick for him, and I get it, but I don't see you better off after free agency. My other losers are the Giants. Simply put, you let go of one of your best O-linemen, which everyone knows the offensive line is one of your biggest problems. You let go of Zeitler. You know it's bad when the Baltimore Ravens, a really good run organization, signs him immediately. I didn't get that cut, but maybe it makes sense because you gave Leonard Williams the craziest contract of free agency. You just gave him Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Buckner money. He is neither of those 3 players. Look, this is the part of the cap or contracts that people don't understand. When you give a guy a big contract, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're hoping that Paul is so good that he can compensate for the deficiency you get from losing Peter, right? Leonard Williams is not those guys. Leonard Williams is not that. To pay that guy all that money, not only can you not make, you're really stuck on making moves this year, but you're stuck with an interior defensive lineman who is really good, but he is not great. You really have no way of getting better other than the draft, and you as an organization have not shown that you are competent at draft. And the last losers, I think, are Chicago. You get us excited. Nagy, Pace, they understand that all they need in Chicago is a quarterback. And with all the quarterbacks that were available via draft or other teams or moving quarterbacks, you end up with Andy Dalton. Now, is Andy Dalton better than Trubisky or Nick Foles? Yeah, probably. But he's not going to move the needle. Andy Dalton just feels like a loss. And then recently, you just released one of your best defensive players who is now, to me, a top 5 free agent in Kyle Fuller. Like, I don't know the full details of the injury, or maybe something's going on behind the scenes. Likely it is cap issue. But Kyle Fuller is a hot commodity. And I just feel like, man, Chicago, they're just stuck in this cycle of perpetual horrible QBs and horrible decisions. Somebody needs to go in the front office. And I would let go of Nagy too. I know it's a hot take, and maybe people Chicago fans are not gonna like me for it. Probably get backlash. But I'm letting go of both of them. What's up, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to the end. If you like what you heard, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it. Keep coming back, keep tuning in so I keep pumping out content. Help me help you. Come on now.